Welcome back to Emporia, Kansas for the 2024 PDGA Professional Masters Disc Golf World Championships presented by Dynamic Discs. Thanks for tuning in. This coverage is brought to you all by Gatekeeper Media. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth today by Dan Brooks Wells. Dan, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. Our competitors must be doing fantastic. We got a little bit of a cooler day because we started earlier in the morning. And we do have a runaway, Joe Rovere, but we do have an awesome battle here for some podium finishes.
Yeah, Eric McCabe, 26 under. We have Jeff Faes and Mika Laikko sitting at 25 under. And keep in mind, there will be a cut to the final 4 players for the final 9 holes. So keep an eye on Scott Conway, Brandon Cawthorn, and Kale LaVisca looking to make a late push.
So here we are at hole 10. This is a par 4, 585 feet. Got to get out this gap and end up on the left side somewhere. Once you do that, you have to contend with a few of these trees to get yourself up and into this green. There is OB on the left side as well.
No. Joe Rovere going to be kicking things off, sitting on an 11-stroke lead. Just looking to hit this gap. Looks good out of the hand, but catches a tree late in the flight. Doesn't quite make it out.
Yep, then just have to play for par from there. Not a problem. Mika with the hot score so far, 5 down through 9 holes. Let's see if he can keep that going.
That is going to be a good way to do it. Puts that in the perfect spot. He should have a pretty open hyzer into the green from there.
And Jeff here, he'll try to do the same. Right down the middle. Just missing that wide tree and getting a nice flare skip as well. Looking at the same gap as Mika.
That puts him in a nice spot. Eric McCabe struggled on the front 9, but was throwing pretty well off the tee. Just the upshots and putting were not where he would like them to be. This looks like a good line out of the hand and is going to end up in a very similar spot as well. 3 great drives. We'll see where Joe ended up. He's in a great spot. What is he complaining about?
I don't know. I couldn't ask for a better spot right here.
Yeah, pretty much just a wide open shot into the green. Leaks a little left. We'll see if it hangs on. And it does.
Nothing to worry about. Nothing like not liking 2 shots and having a 25-foot look for birdie. Those are my favorite.
So actually Mika a little more left than he might like to be. Has to go with the outside turnover line over the OB.
Oh, wow.
Aired it on the safer side.
He did. That's the first time we've seen someone take that left side. We saw Feldberg and we saw McCabe take this middle gap, like through the skinny gap up through the trees. McCabe does not have to do that this time, but he does pump it a little deep, it seems.
Yeah, going to be right around circle's edge long, coming back to the basket. Faes is in a similar spot.
Coming up a little short. Pretty short considering how far away his shot was. Mika here just a bit high. And everyone's kind of got some tester putts to make here for their bird.
McCabe is going to be up first. Looking at about a 40-footer. Low right, catches some chains, but does not stick. Oh, and it rolls away.
Oh, my goodness.
Adding insult to injury. Just can't quite catch a break this round.
And another little roll away. Jeff just leaving it a bit short. A little uphill there. This is the miss we've seen from McCabe lately. It's just this low shot into the rim.
Yeah, just didn't have the commitment. Joe Rovere sneaks one in, low right. Does stick though, so a birdie, and the only birdie on the card, just gonna grow his lead even more.
Jeff is looking up to the disc golf gods, saying, "Just let the wind calm down for 5 seconds. Come on."
Of course, it picks up as he does that.
No problem though. He's able to tap in his par on a little bit of a par train. Hopefully we can see him get some birdies here in the future.
I've heard this before. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard the flags on these courses are like nautical grade. So like, if they're like heavier than normal flags. Yeah. So if you see them move, that's how you know it's windy.
It's definitely blown. That's actually a really cool feature. We are on to hole 11. This is a par 3, 395 feet. OB on the right side, past those lining trees. You really just need to pump one up here, and you know, I gotta tell you, Rovere has owned this hole so far.
Yeah, he's been about 12 feet combined distance in the first 2 rounds. This is looking oh, just caught something there.
Yeah, I think he got it out a little wider on the last 2 attempts. It's a really hard shot to pull off, which is why it was so impressive.
Yeah, 395 uphill the whole way with a low ceiling and very tight left to right. This is a pretty common result, just throwing something that bails out left and taking your circle 2 putt from over there.
Oh, he knew it out of his hand. He just a pull. Shouldn't be a problem for him to get up and down, but yeah, just bad.
Yeah. Just a misrelease. Happens to the best of us. McCabe, this is looking like a good angle. If it gets back to Heiser, a little bit of ground play.
Little chip shot forehand. Jeff likes to go to this for those open field shots, as a lot of people do. I believe that's an entropy.
Well thrown, gonna save his par. A couple outside looks coming up.
Yeah, there's nothing much you can do. I mean, you can kind of, you know, these are in that zone where like you want to run it, but you might not necessarily expect to make any of these. It's just kind of a bonus make.
Yep, 0 for 3 from the card from that deep.
There's that nautical. Look at that nautical flag going. Oh my goodness!
And if you don't believe us, look at the trees in the background. Like those branches are dancing all over the place.
This must just be like a wind tunnel coming up and over the hill.
Yeah, pretty wild. Just 2 birdies on the day. I think that's worth a shout out for Tall Paul Oman and Travis Powell, picking up the 2 on hole 11.
Hole 12, par 3, 404 feet. And hit this tight gap up the center here and kind of fall into this green. I wouldn't say it's that tight. I lied. You gotta just throw it straight and let it fall out of the sky, really. The danger is kind of letting it go a little too deep and left OB.
This is looking perfect from Joe Rovere, pending the ground play, and yeah, taps the koozie to put him at 7 feet for a drop-in birdie.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I've seen Laikko kind of cool off the past couple holes after that nice hot start, 5 down through 7. See if he can get back on track here, if this finds some late stability. That was some nice ground play there. Kind of worked out in his favor.
Yeah, that'll do right there. Give himself with a 25-foot look. And Faes as well, not really doing much right now. He needs to start picking it up just a bit here. And that's just left a little deep. Probably circle's edge look for him.
McCabe currently sitting at 2 over in a 3-way tie with these guys for second. That was a very fortunate tree kick. That was heading straight out of bounds.
Yeah.
So he'll have a short upshot to save the par. Or maybe throw it in?
Ooh. Almost. You gotta think he might be trying. So there's a chance.
Jeff Faes sitting around 35 feet, or maybe closer than that. 30-footer, we'll call it, for the comeback birdie, and he knocks it down.
It's a good strike right there. And Mika Laikko, probably 5 to 10 feet in front of him. Maybe 5 feet in front of him. Very nice, and he will stay tied with Faes at 26 under.
Yeah, I think the first time these guys have passed McCabe on the leaderboard in quite some time, so got a new pair of players currently in second place. As we look at the leaderboard, keeping an eye again on that 4th place spot. Eric McCabe with a 3-stroke cushion over those 3 guys we mentioned in the intro.
We're through 54 holes.
It is going to be an exciting championship Sunday.
Evelina with what might have been the single best drive in the division.
Evelina has been so good at throwing those direct lines.
2024 PDGA Champions Cup presented by Bushnell winner Evelina Salanen.
Visit quirkygoodies.com today. We have over 100 fun, unique disc golf tees along with hats, stickers, metal wall art, and much more. Use code PDGA20 for 20% off.
Coming over here to hole 13, this is a par 4, 397 feet. You can take the left side, nobody really does. What you want to do is go up this center gap and make sure you clear this zone. This is a hazard zone and there is OB off to the right. Once you clear the hazard zone, it's an easy pitch up to get your birdie, or as we've seen Rovere do the first 2 rounds that we played here, get a little eagle.
I would be quite impressed if he could go 3 for 3 on this hole. Looks a bit higher than he's thrown in the past, so that's going to leak out left. I think that's the same tree he threw in from in the first round.
Yeah, I think it is. I think he has to go for it. He just has to.
It would be too cool to not at least give it a chance. This one is pulled from Laikko. Does it hang on?
Oh yeah, that got through.
Living
So
on
it
the
just
edge.
got in front of the hazard flag as well.
Yeah, those hazard flags are pretty generous. I would say probably only in that 330 range to clear. So all these guys not too worried about it as long as you hit the gap.
It's still, it's still uphill. If you don't, for whatever reason you accidentally lay off, you can kind of find it, but I'd probably agree with you. That seems like a common tree to find once you get up over there.
Yeah. Although it is getting a little bit windier now as the round kind of goes on and we move into the early or later morning per se. This is a nice shot from McCabe. Over by that same tree we find as a very common collection zone. Somebody give this a good run.
Ooh, not bad.
Not bad. I'll give that a 7 out of 10.
All right. That's pretty good score.
It had the height, at least from that angle. Not terrible. All right. What do you got, Joe? Can he go 3 for 3? Okay, that's a 1 out of 10, Joe. I mean, come on.
Come on.
We got to give it a
Joe,
chance, dude.
I
You got 13 strokes to work with. Come on.
Do it for the fans, Joe. You're killing us.
My
No.
gosh.
Well, that's why he is where he is and we are where we are. So,
Yeah,
what are you
you're not
gonna
wrong
do?
about that, dude. All right, Eric is our last hope. Give it a chance.
Not a bad bid. What do you give that one?
I'll give that one a 5.6 out of 10.
All right.
It looked like he wanted to, just kind of leaked out a little bit, you know, maybe a little wind kind of messing with it. But a good birdie.
Yeah, we will have a star frame here. Pretty easy star frame, if I'm being honest.
Yep, one eagle, Daniel Polk with the 2 on hole 13. Nicely done. Only one in the field on this semifinal round.
Right here at 14, this is a par 4, 858 feet. OB on the left, OB on the right. Got a good deal of space to work with here. Trying to land somewhere in here and then having your upshot go past this large tree and get into this pin. Now, the danger here is letting something, obviously hitting early, but also letting something leak to the left and like skipping OB. But Joe does not allow that to happen, and this will be center cut.
Yep, well thrown, good angle control there. Laikko now does hit the gap. If this comes out at the end, it is going to be in a really nice spot. Able to bite off a good chunk of distance too.
Yeah, he gets a full flight out of that, and he is up on the hill a little bit more than if you go down and to the left. So I'm curious to see what kind of look he has from over there.
Testing the ceiling. Faes is a bit overturned, catches that mushroom looking tree over there on the right side.
That is a dense tree. Nothing's getting through that.
Yeah, I think the wind's starting to affect some of these shots.
Yeah, McCabe there kind of did that. I believe he did that, the same thing last round, just short and low. And he really lets this one air out.
Oh, wanted to see that one finish. That was smoked.
Yeah, it was. It seemed like that tree dropped him behind it too, so we'll have to see what kind of lie he's left with. I would assume Faes is wanting to take this right side. I wonder if he is close enough to be able to actually try and get a putt out of it. Nah, he was just too far back. He ends up right next to McCabe.
Yeah, both hanging out under that tree. This is such a good angle. Oh, wow, it's inevitable. That tree is
It's a magnet.
It's just every disc hits it, and Mika Laikko just staring right at it.
Come on, Mika, be the one.
Can we go 4 for 4, or is he the chosen one to beat the tree? Nope.
Just no, Mika.
Ding, ding, ding. Winner.
Oh, man.
Every single player hitting this one tree in the fairway.
That's got to be pretty freaking rare.
It's so funny, especially on a course like this, like so open, so few trees to work around. For everybody to hit the same exact one is pretty funny.
Yeah, now, I mean, look at what they're left with. I mean, everyone's going to a knee, crouching down, doing everything they can.
Yeah, it's tough low ceiling upshot now into this green. So far, nobody's been able to stick it close. Maybe McCabe can be the one.
Gotta have a chosen one, just like you said. It's tough to get all the power you need from a knee. McCabe does it. And it rolls.
That was a mean roll.
Yeah. Rovere's like, you guys should have thrown in front of it, like me, right here, to the side of it.
Yeah, just has a nice little step out. Pitch up as Eric takes a nap on the ground over there.
Oh, man. We've all been there.
Nice up from Joe.
Ooh. Not a bad bid from where he was.
Yeah, Faes
Jeff here. What would you say this is? 50? Oh!
So.
That was looking good.
It really was. Cut down in its prime by that branch. Yeah, and Laikko's outside the circle too from about 38 feet. Just a little high.
Yeah, he's had a lot of those today, and he's connected with a few of them. That one just leaking a little bit high. Left with 20 feet for the comebacker.
Still bogey free on the day too, so this is a good par save. Oh no, that is going to be his first bogey.
Remember the tree.
Yep, the tree. I can never. How could I forget? So Rovere going to pick up yet another stroke on the card, growing the lead to 14 strokes.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah, these guys still battling for those podium spots. We are heading over here to hole 15. This is a par 3, 439 feet. You're teeing off from OB. This plays like an island. OB left, OB right. OB long, OB short. But you're really just trying to swing something in here.
Very similar shape to hole 4 on the front 9. Just a big spike hyzer.
I would say it's like almost the exact same shot.
I think most of these guys are throwing the same disc. I know Joe's been throwing that. I would assume it's a destroyer a lot on these courses. Laikko now. This looks like it has good width.
See if it can check up. Looks like it's going a little deep.
Beautiful.
Just deep enough. And that will be, what? It looks like a tap in, 15 feet.
Yeah, 15 feet or so. If the wind stays down, I'd call that a tap in to grab the bounce back birdie. Little inside from Faes, catches the tree, about 100 short of the basket.
McCabe trying to do the same thing as Mika. Definitely gets the width that he would like. See if he can get the skip in. Beautiful.
Wow. And the koozie as the backstop. Can't get much closer than that. Watch your head, Emac. Rovere will be up first with his birdie putt from about 20 feet or so.
Oh, just over. Take that. Thank you very much. Rovere has found his stroke here on the back 9. He's 3 for the last 4. As we would expect of him.
Yep,
Mika
just
coming back here. Maybe a little bit longer than what I originally thought, but not a problem.
It's a good bounce back birdie. Getting back to 7 under.
I think that will officially put him in 2nd place.
In a backyard kingdom, not so different from your own. southern royalty, was born of the plastic stone.
And we are over here at hole 16, par 3, 320 feet. The famous island hole. Got to get past this hole to score well here. We have seen guys hit, you know, this island kind of pushes back a bit, and we've seen people hit the back wall and just kind of laying up. So let's see if we can get some a little bit closer today and give some of these putts some runs.
If you're up first, trying to find his grip. This one is leaking a bit left. Will it hang on?
That was a mistake.
Didn't catch what he said, but was able to stay in bounds after hitting the wall. See if Mika Laikko can do the same. He did go OB, I believe, last round. Does seem to make the correction this time. There we go.
Thank you.
And that is a dangerous putt. Let's see if he decides to run it today.
Yep, that scary Uber death putt 30-footer. This is wide from McCabe as well, and it catches the branch.
I think the wind kind of got a hold of that one and held it out there a little bit longer than what he anticipated. Faes looks like he's lining up a little bit more of a direct approach.
Yeah, this looks great. Go in, why not? Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo. Buzzing the tower.
It's so hard to park this one. Mika is content with laying up. Looks like he's got a little wind at his back there. I know the nautical flag is not blowing, but that does not mean there's no wind.
This is true.
I love saying that, nautical flag. I don't
You're
know.
referencing it way too much now. It's like if I just made that up, then I just look like an idiot, Dan.
Well, that's what I'm going to call it for the rest of my life, so it is what it is now.
Is Joe running this? Nah, no.
Oh, come on,
He wanted to. He really wanted to. I don't blame him for laying that one up. That's a two-stroke swing kind of putt, so not worth it.
I still wanted to see it.
I mean, it would have been baller if he makes it.
That's true. There's a good putt by Faes taking the lone birdie on this one. Mika smartly laying up, taking his par. And I believe McCabe laid up for his bogey here. And we are back to tied for that second place. Hole 17, par 4, 645 feet. OB lining this left side, OB lining the right side. Trying to get it up and over this hill. If you can leak a little bit to the right, you can kind of cut the corner and pitch over this OB into this green. The hole plays, so this is an interesting tee shot because it plays slightly uphill, but then it becomes a low ceiling once you get to these branches. So it's still technically somewhat of a tight window.
This one comes out a bit high from Faes. Honestly, not a bad thing to hit those branches because that could have easily leaked left out of bounds. You want to hug those right side trees as much as possible to leave yourself with a short upshot. Kind of like this.
Yeah, this just keeps floating right a little bit. Gets a skip. Might have some trees and some you know, depending on where you land, there's some low limbs you got to contend with. Make the shot a little bit tricky.
Yeah, I'll definitely have a low ceiling, but still a good tee shot either way. Laikko now. This is overturned. And does not come back in time.
Yeah, he does find that OB. That's the first we've seen of that so far. The good thing is he gets to take it where he went out, and he'll have an opportunity to save his par. McCabe just a little low out of his hand, and It'll be a tough upshot from there. Curious if he'll just kind of lay up what Faes is about to do here.
Yeah, haven't really seen anybody on our filmed cards on this hole have to make this decision, but if you come up too short on your tee shot, the way the hole plays with the severe dogleg right and the OB area, you sometimes have to make a decision. We saw Faes opt to lay up, but we're seeing McCabe here go for the aggressive play and try to reach the green into.
Yeah, I like it, and that is a great attempt right there. Inside the circle for his bird after a not so great drive.
Kind of a weird limb tree for Joe to deal with here. You're going to have to go a little wider than I'm sure he would like. But this is swinging back nicely.
Yeah, a little back door right there. That was fantastic.
Yeah, well thrown. Gives him about a 20-footer, and pretty generous spot for, you can see Laikko's disc up there. I think, yeah, like I said, a bit of a generous spot leaves him with a pretty wide open upshot into the green. And he takes advantage, throws it well.
Yeah, very nice. Sometimes you can't tell where it went out. Benefit goes to the player. You just make your best guess. I'm sure that was fine. Jeff here. Well played to get up and down, trying to get up and down for his par. McCabe to the knee, able to make that one.
That's a big putt there. It's worth mentioning at this point. McCabe kind of sitting in that 4th place spot. Cale LaVisca is hovering right around that 25 under mark as well, so that was a big birdie for EMAC to keep himself in this top 4.
Good par save by Mika, and Jeff will try to do the same here. And gets it done. Rovere will be stepping up for his birdie putt. He does lengthen his lead by another stroke. We will take a little walk over to hole 18. And at hole 18, par 4, 575 feet, OB lining the left side. Trying to land somewhere in here and pitching over the water onto this island green. A little bit of an elevated basket just for that little extra added bit of difficulty. Really good finishing hole. Got to throw 2 good shots to make sure you get that bird.
This is looking very well thrown from Rovere. Puts himself right in the middle of the fairway. Will probably have a nice, easy, whatever he wants. Not easy, still stressful because you got to hit the island green, but
yeah,
very manageable, we'll say, shot from there.
This looks like a slower speed disc out of McCabe, just looking to throw it straight. And that's exactly what he does. Probably just how he drew it up.
Yeah, I think these guys are starting to have this, get this hole figured out. No reason. We saw some folks mess with those right side trees, but these guys realizing just a nice straight mid-range shot, nothing too crazy to bite off here. 3 well thrown drives so far. We'll see if Mika can do the same. This looks good.
Yeah, and that'll do. Yeah, I mean it's not the longest hole in the world, but definitely the farther you get it, the easier this upshot becomes. Not that this is ever easy.
Just gotta trust your distance control. Pick a nice overstable disc and throw it like that.
Pretty good.
Nicely done from Faes. McCabe needs to stick this one to keep himself in the top 4, and he does just that.
Very nice. This needs to swing back to the left, and it does just that. All these guys are on the dance floor so far. Joe here just making sure he clears the water.
Yep. That is the smart play. See if he decides to run this putt for the star frame. And I think he wants to.
Yeah,
knocks it
nice
down.
putt. I think that's a little too close to lay up.
Maybe for the win, you know, after the final 9.
Sure,
but
sure.
at this point, why not? Why not take another stroke and get to 43 under par after 5 rounds?
Yeah, some fantastic play from Joe.
Laikko for his birdie as well. Connects.
That will
We'll
tie
likely
Rovere at 8 down.
Yeah, great round. Made up a ton of strokes on his card mates, giving him a great chance to finish with a 2nd place. McCabe, a big putt there to keep him on our lead card and playing nine more holes later this afternoon. And a nice star frame from the guys to finish out.
We got 9 more holes left to go. Only these top 4 guys are left. We definitely have a little bit of a blowout right now from Rovere, but we do have a awesome battle between McCabe, Faes, and Mika for that 2nd and 3rd finish.
Yeah, so make sure to tune in for that final 9 holes. Good effort from Kale LaVisca and Brandon Cawthorn making a push there, and everyone else in this top 10. But we will only see 4 more competitors for the final 9 holes of this year's MP40 Masters World Championships. We'll see you then.